Williams announced Sargeant as his preferred replacement for the departing Nicholas Latifi earlier this month. But its announcement was caveated by the fact that the Americans still needed to reach the 40 super license points required under the current system for a driver to race in F1. That very same system ruined compatriot and IndyCar star Colton Herta's chances of joining AlphaTauri in the sport. But Sargeant's performance in his rookie Formula 2 season has allowed him to overcome it. The 21-year-old American was third in the F2 standings heading into the final race of the season on Sunday in Abu Dhabi. But he lost the spot to Red Bull protege Liam Lawson, who passed him for P6 at the start of the race at turn 6, then squeezing him out at turn 7. Sargeant then spent the majority of the race trailing Williams F1 tester Roy Nissany after his pit stop, eventually passing the Israeli with just over 3 laps remaining. An apparent failure for Sauber protege Theo Pourchaire moved him up to 5th, but it wasn't enough to keep Lawson from passing him in the standings. Nonetheless, a 4th place finish in F2 earns you a respectable 30 super license points. And when combined with the 20 points for 3rd place in the 2020 F3 season, in which he battled Pourchaire and McLaren's 2023 signing Oscar Piastri for the title, Sargeant easily clears the 40-point barrier without relying on bonus points for F1 practice running or penalty point-free sessions. Sargeant will be the first full-time American F1 driver since Scott Speed more than a decade ago, and the March 5th season opener in Bahrain will be the first time an American driver has started a Grand Prix since Alexander Rossi in 2015. It's a huge honour and a dream come true to be given this opportunity to compete in Formula 1 with Williams Racing, said Sargeant. A massive thank you to every person at Williams Racing and Doralton Motorsports for the support they've given me since the day I first joined the team at the 2021 United States Grand Prix. Being part of the Williams Driver Academy for the past year has given me an important platform to develop as a driver and prepare me for this next chapter. I'm ready and excited to be part of this journey as the team looks to progress up the grid. Meanwhile, Williams F1 boss Jos Capito has expressed his team's excitement to work with the American junior. We're delighted to officially announce Logan as our driver for next year after qualifying for a super license following the final F2 event of the season in Abu Dhabi, said Capito. Since joining our driver academy at the end of 2021, Logan has been able to fully integrate with the team at Grove while on the simulator and more recently at track during the 4 free practice sessions he's participated in. He's had a strong rookie season in Formula 2 and we're excited to watch him make the step up in Formula 1. We're here to support that journey with him. Sargeant's super license success means that Mick Schumacher, widely regarded as Williams' primary backup option after being dropped in favour of Nico Hülkenberg at Haas, will not be racing in 2023. But that begs the question, what exactly distinguishes Sargeant from the other options, including Schumacher? So, let's take a look. Oscar Piastri was the catalyst for everything. When Alpine believed Fernando Alonso would sign a new contract for 2023, it planned to loan the highly rated Australian to Williams for 2 years. That appeared to be a brilliant bit of business for Williams, which had previously benefited greatly from signing George Russell as a rookie from his parent team Mercedes. But as it turns out, Piastri was not going to join Williams. First, Alonso surprised Alpine by signing a move to Aston Martin. So even if everything was agreed and Piastri was happy to head to Williams, Alpine would have needed him instead. That was not the case, however. Piastri's management had already planned a move to McLaren, believing that it would be a better long-term option than remaining with Alpine. This was partly due to Piastri's camp not wanting him to play for a low-end midfield team like Williams. So, whether Alonso stayed at Alpine or not, Piastri wasn't going to go to Williams. Losing Piastri put Williams on the hunt for another driver, and the new favourite for the 2023 Williams seat became Nick de Vries. As Mercedes' reserve driver, de Vries also conducted that role with Williams. He drove for the team in Friday practice in Spain as part of a new rule requiring teams to run rookies in FP1 sessions. Then filled in for Albon in the Italian Grand Prix on short notice. De Vries' excellent point-scoring debut at Monza appeared to secure his place at the head of the queue of Williams. Jos Capito, the team's manager, even stated that it all came down to what de Vries wanted to do. However, it also put him on the radar of other teams, and just a few days after Monza, de Vries had meetings with Red Bull before signing with the AlphaTauri team instead. Sargeant claims that he was unaware of a viable option for a Williams drive until after Monza. That's consistent with how it seemed to play out from the outside, given this would have been around the time that Williams knew for sure de Vries was no longer a candidate. So, Sargeant was already in the frame at this point. Williams openly mentioned him as a contender as early as July. So whether he was second or third in line, the point is that Sargeant had already done enough to make Williams take him seriously. We don't know if Sargeant could have beaten De Vries to a seat if the Dutchman hadn't joined AlphaTauri, but he did provide a good safety net for Williams. Sargeant had been handily piecing together a strong rookie season by the time F1 went on a summer break and had entered a rich vein of form when everything kicked off. After scoring 2 victories to move on to the top 3 in the championship, Williams began to see the 21-year-old as a viable option for its F1 team. Keep in mind that he was juggling his F2 career with work at Williams as part of the driver academy, impressing behind the scenes with his work on the simulator. So, while other options did fade, and it would be foolish to pretend otherwise, Sargeant was an increasingly good option himself. Williams manager Josh Capito claims that Sargeant's promotion is not happening quicker than expected. But it is. Under normal circumstances, Williams would not be rushing him into a Formula 1 seat. However, there is an argument that it does not need to for 2023. Other, more experienced drivers are available, including ex-Haas driver Mick Schumacher, a name Williams could use to boost its marketing efforts. But to its credit, Williams wanted to support its own talent. Williams signed Sargeant to its academy a little more than a year ago, gave him his F1 debut in the postseason Abu Dhabi test shortly after, and helped him advance to Formula 2. Sargeant was clearly the most serious young driver prospect in the Williams program, and he believes he's become more aware of this possibility in the last 3 or 4 months. But he still needed Williams to take a risk, and whether or not Sargeant's nationality greased the wheels, Williams decided that 2023 was not too soon for its American protege. If we take the kids, if we put them into the academy, it's the objective to get them into a Formula 1 car, said Capito. And if you have a younger driver who is ready for Formula 1 and you have the seat, then you have to put the young driver into the seat. Otherwise, you've done something wrong. Sargeant is an excellent driver. This should be emphasized regardless of the larger circumstances surrounding this move. He was a junior karting world champion and has won races in every series he's competed in. Not to mention that he nearly beat Piastri, another F1 rookie in 2023, to the F3 title a few years ago. Williams praised him as a driver for his ability on track, as well as his work ethic off the track. Obviously, there is work to be done. His F2 peaks were fantastic, but he also had some less than impressive weekends. Sargeant believes his one-lap pace is ready for F1, but admits that his fitness and tyre management are key areas to focus on for next year. However, the upside is exciting, even if it is unclear how much potential Sargeant has, and it would be naive not to acknowledge the off-track aspect. F1 is currently gaining popularity in the United States, so having the first full-time American driver in a decade and a half for a team owned by a US company has obvious potential benefits for Williams, which clearly has high hopes that this move will pay off in various ways. I like to think it's just a happy coincidence, says Sargeant of his nationality. I've put in the hard work over the past however many years, made the commitment to move to Europe when I was young to make this dream a reality. I feel like I've had a very good junior Formula career, and I'm just looking forward to closing that chapter and moving on to the next. So, what are your thoughts? Is Logan Sargeant a good choice for Williams? Do you think Mick Schumacher could have gotten the seat instead? What are your predictions for the Americans' rookie season? Leave your thoughts in the comments section below, and if you enjoyed the video, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon to receive notifications of future uploads.